hang up and try again.
Hello everyone, welcome with Nizar Kiwan at Math Everywhere YouTube channels. Here is the derivatives part 2. So let's do derivatives now, rule 6. If you didn't watch part 1, it has the first 5 rules, the chain rule, the product chain, and the dividing rule, and the other basic rules. And now let's go ahead and move for more difficult rules. What if I have a square root of any, let's say y equals square root of any function, any cocktail I call it. What will the derivative be? dy over dx equals, so you do the derivative of what's inside the square root, so j prime x over 2 times the square root of the same question. So just write the same question down and multiply it by the number 2. Example, what if I have fx equals square root of 3x squared minus x minus 1? The derivative would be fraction always. What is the derivative of what's inside the square root? So 6x minus 1 over 2 times the square root of 3x squared minus x minus 1. So what you noticed is I repeated the question again, but I put it down, I multiplied it by 2, and I took the derivative of what's inside the square root. Another example, fx equals square root of square root of x. Look at this. What is the derivative? Quickly, you start with the fraction. What is the derivative of inside the first square root? So it's square root of x prime. I need the derivative of that. Over 2 times the question itself. So I'm doing it in steps, so you will not be confused. Now, what is the derivative of square root of x? Again, again fraction. The derivative of what's inside, which is 1, over 2 times the question itself, 2 square root of x. Now in math, always when you have fraction over fraction, you multiply it by the reciprocal, right? So you will end up with 1 over 2 square root of x times, what is the reciprocal of this? 1 over 2 times square root of x. So how to multiply fractions? Numerators by each other, 1 times 1 is 1, and denominators by each other, 2 times 2 is 4. Square root times square root, we cannot do anything here because they are different, so square root of x times square root of x, they are different. Please don't combine this, and that's all.
Please hang up and try again.
Rule number 7. What if you have a function but that it has a power? So not only x, you have like cocktail, you have a function. What will the derivative look like? You drop this number down and write the question as it is, but the power will be subtracted by 1. Then finally, you take the derivative of what's inside the brackets, j prime x. Example, if I have fx equals 3x power 7 minus 6x power 4, all to the power 3. What will the derivative look like? Since I see a cocktail, not only x, that means mixture, cocktail, power 3, so I will follow this rule. So I will drop the power down, then write the question as it is, but subtract 1 from the power. So it's gonna be 2. Write it as it is. Now times the derivative of what's inside this. Forget about the number 3. 3 times 7 is 21. We subtract 1, x power 6 minus 6 times 4 is 24, x power 3. That is all. If you want to go further, don't do distributive property here because it has a power. You can do distributive property here if you want. I wouldn't do, but if you want to continue, you can do 3 times 21 is 63, x power 6. 3 times negative 24 is negative 72, x power 3. Don't forget the parentheses. And now we write this other bracket at the end. That's all. I cannot simplify more than this. This is the simplest form. One more question. fx equals x power 2 minus 3x to the power 10. What will the derivative look like? We drop the number 10 down and we write the question as it is, and the power will be 9. Then times what is inside, 2x minus 3. That is all. If you want to go further, 10 times 2x is 20x. 10 times negative 3 is minus 3 times x squared minus 3x to the power 9.
Please hang up and try again.
It's your turn now to try practicing the rules number 6 and 7. What is the derivative of square root of 7x power 3 minus 2x plus x power 2 minus 10? What is the derivative of 6x squared minus 2x to the power 7? What is the derivative of square root of, be careful here, there's a rule inside a rule, the product rule inside the square root, 2x squared minus 1 times 3x cubed minus x. What is the derivative of square root of 1 over x? What is the derivative of square root of 2x minus x squared? Try practicing these questions, and if you have any question, you can write in a comment.